Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about our landscape drawings that we're going to be working on. So for your landscape, you guys are going to be responsible for finding the reference. That means you can use a photo that you've taken, you can use an inspiration photo online. I just want to caution you guys, if you do use an online source, make sure that you have the license to use that. And what that means is that typically if you Google an image, you do not have the license. If you go to a site that offers a free license, one I use is pexels.com. It's PEXELS.com, and I'll put it in the description, that way you guys can use that. Those are free license for something like this. Clearly we're not tracing them, but still you are looking at a photo reference, and you have to be careful of copyright infringement when you just go out on the internet or in a magazine and just pull any photo. If you do find a photo, just a random one that you really love on the internet, you can reach out to that artist and ask permission to use that, if that's a concern, or you can use a picture you've taken. I would love you guys to send me your landscapes, or to post your landscape photos that you're thinking about using in our landscape discussion board before you start. That way I can let you know where I think you may have trouble, or if I think it'll be an easy reference to use. Good references are going to give you different value ranges. So you're going to have areas that are light, areas that are dark. It's not all just going to be one value. That gets harder to dictate what's what. What typically becomes difficult in a landscape is that we have trees or something that has a lot of really intricate little details, and those can be hard to describe, especially from a distance, because we know that there are a lot of little leaves, but it's hard to draw every single little leaf without it looking difficult. So a lot of this is, again, going to be looking at the general shapes and general areas these items take up. One thing that's really important in landscape drawing that we haven't talked about yet is called atmospheric perspective. So some of you ran into that a little bit in your cityscape, and basically what that means is naturally the atmosphere, if you look off in the distance, things are going to become lighter and bluer because you have more atmosphere in between you and that. So haze, water, mist, rain, whatever it may be, that's all going to have an added effect. So for example, if you stand up on the Blue Ridge Parkway and you look out over the mountains, you'll notice they get lighter and bluer as they go off into the distance. So that may be something you run into when you run into these landscapes. I'm going to post several examples of landscapes done on toned paper. This is the first time that we're bringing in both our charcoal and our white. And what that does is it gives us a full value range. So I'm going to post a little exercise that you guys can kind of see that illustrated. So if you were going to do this with a value scale, what that would look like. But for now, what I'm going to do is sort of start a drawing. Now I'm going to post my reference. Basically, I'm just going to stand here and look out into my horse field. I have a light barn. I've got a field, I've got trees, and I've got the sky above it. All of that is going to give me a little bit of a value range. I'm going to try to work a little bit quickly, maybe just do this in clips, because I don't want you guys to have to watch a video that's 5,000 minutes long. It gets a little boring to see the whole thing. But I do want to discuss kind of where I start and how I set that up. So I'm going to go ahead and start that next.